Frustration for athletes in Paris and embarrassment for the host country after a polluted river Seine delays the triathlon.
To work for so long for something and then to be going to sleep not knowing if you're racing the next day 100% or not, and having to still wake up and be ready, it's ridiculous.
And it's been another melting day across much of the UK today. Hope you've enjoyed it because there's a storm brewing. I'll have the full forecast for you later in the programme.
We're waiting for the butterflies to wake up, and hopefully we'll have a few helpers with us a little later. We'll see you later in the programme.
If you live in southern Scotland, for example, you might now be seeing species like holly blue, comma and peacock that are moving north with climate change. So you might be seeing more butterflies than you used to, whereas if you're in the south of England, you might be seeing some of those species disappearing. So that's why it's really, really crucial for people to take part in the big butterfly count.
And absolutely anyone can do it, right? Even if you don't have a mobile, you can do it on paper, and no green space is too small.
Yeah, absolutely right. So you can look literally at what comes to the flowers in your window box. If you're lucky enough to have a garden, go out and see what's in there. Go to your local green space, local park, school playing fields, anywhere you can get access to with a little bit of open space. Spend 15 minutes in sunny conditions. You can download an app, or you can go on our website and download a free ID chart, record what you see and send that data in.
Hello there. We're going to see some contrast in temperature across the UK over the next few days. Slightly fresher conditions for Scotland and Northern Ireland, but England and Wales certainly holding on to the heat and the humidity for another few days.
Is it going to continue to stay sunny? Morning, Carol. What can you tell us?
It is, Sal. Yes, certainly today. Good morning, everyone. Today there's some mist to start the day that will quickly disperse, and for most of us it's going to be very warm or indeed hot.
Carol, is it nice to be able to give most of us some good news for a change?
Yes! At last! Everywhere I go, I'm asked, when's the summer arriving?
I know you've been waiting a long, long time, delivering us lots and lots of rain with a smile, and finally those numbers are looking good. Thank you so much.
I know. Pleasure, Sal. Pleasure.
Some good news for a change. It was gorgeous yesterday, wasn't it? So those plants don't need the real sun. Tell you who does need the real sun.
Me. You.
All of us.
Yeah, all of us, yeah. Carol, are we going to get some?
Yes, Sal, we are. Today is going to be hot or very warm and sunny across the board. There are a couple of nuances, but not many.
Carol, I'm loving your phrase, thundery breakdown. And is that because of the humid air? Is that why it happens? After a period of hot weather, we get those thunderstorms?
Yes, and isn't that typical? We see that 3 days of heat and then it all breaks down in a thunderstorm, Ben, in our country. That is what happens. The weather front's coming in against the hot and the humid air, and boom, the whole lot goes up.
Good to know. Thank you. We've been warned. Carol, thank you. He's been telling us that the weather is looking lovely once again today, but it might change. Is that right, Carol? Good morning.
That's right, it is, Ben. Good morning, everyone. The weather is going to change as we go through Wednesday night and Thursday, with some thunderstorms and fresher by the weekend. Yes, if you like your weather that bit hotter, well, today is the day. In fact, the next couple of days, it's going to be very warm or hot, depending on where you are. If we reach 32, that will make it the warmest day of this year so far. If it tempts you to the beach, these are the sea temperatures. 19 at best, still a bit on the nippy side.
Hi, John. Yeah, 29.6 at the moment outside in parts of Hampshire, and those temperatures are continuing to rise. We'll see those highs hit the low 30s over the next few hours. Now, overnight tonight, after such a hot day, those temperatures very slow to come down. These are the temperatures at 11 o'clock tonight, perhaps when you're thinking of going off to bed. Still well up into the 20s in many of our towns and cities, but there will be quite a big difference between the heat of the city and surrounding rural areas. This is the urban heat island effect. The concrete of London keeping temperature up at 23 degrees, be around 4 or 5 degrees Celsius lower than that in the cooler countryside. And that's going to be the same pattern in some of our other cities as well. And late in the day, chance of some big thundery downpours across parts of southeast England. Then through Wednesday night and into Thursday, those thundery downpours get a bit more widespread.
That was lovely. I hear you have some breaking weather news for us.
Oh, yes, we've got to the hottest day of the year so far. We just got into the 30 degrees mark. Should we look at some lovely pictures of the weather? Oh, isn't that gorgeous? And we did go out and about and speak to some people today. Let's hear what they had to say about the sunshine.
It's very refreshing, I think. It's like you get to sort of just enjoy a bit of outside time and not just stare at a screen, so...
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. It's been a sweaty day so far.
A bit too hot in London because I'm used to the miserable weather. It's always raining.
It's lovely. It's a great day. It's got me out of the house.
You had a sweaty day?
Yeah, it was sweaty.
Anyone else had a sweaty day? I love that. Anyway, it's going to be a little bit sweatier as we go through tonight and the rest of the week because we've got more moisture moving in and we've got the risk of some thunderstorms as well. Okay, here we go. Here's all the details. Let's take a look. Hello again. Well, I hope you managed to enjoy the weather today, even though it's hot. These creatures certainly were loving it, some taking a little bit of respite and some shade. We have got more sunny spells to come, more warm, if not slightly hot weather for the next few days. But tomorrow and Thursday, the risk of thunderstorms, and Thursday in particular, some pretty torrential downpours on the cards in certain places. So you might manage to avoid them, but if you get one, you could well know about it. So we've got warnings in places, as I said, for those. But we can't guarantee, I'm afraid, whether you'll get them or not and well they'll be. And as I said, for Thursday, particularly in the afternoon, that's when we are expecting some heavy downpours. So keep an eye on the forecast. It's going to be humid then as well. That's it. Cheerio.
Well, it's been the warmest day of the year so far. We've had temperatures in West London up at 32 Celsius, both at Kew Gardens and at Heathrow today. This was the picture close by in Twickenham. We had hazy sunshine around through much of the day, and there's a bit more to come as well. It's not only been the warmest day of the year so far in the UK, it's also been officially a heat wave in places. East Malling in Kent and Bramham in West Yorkshire all have exceeded their heat wave criteria for the past 3 days now.
Callum Ayres there, who's pushed through the pain barrier and ended up at the Thames barrier. Round of applause.
Yeah, absolutely. He deserves a medal, and it was his birthday on Friday. He just turned 23, as we heard there. Now, even just thinking about running in this heat feels overwhelming for me. And yes, it has been the hottest day of the year so far. So let's check in with Corso, who's in King's Cross for us this evening. Hi there.
Hi, Riz. It's suddenly got a bit breezy here, but it has been such a beautiful day, hasn't it?
Hello there. One of the more predictable features of hot weather is as soon as we see temperatures rocket upwards, we see the beaches fill up, like here in Broadstairs in Kent. And it has been a very hot day. We've seen temperatures go over the 30-degree mark, not just in London, but also in Dorset, Hampshire, Surrey and Sussex as well. And after such a hot day, temperatures very slow to ease down. A very warm night for sleeping, with temperatures still up into the 20s at 11 o'clock tonight.
Ruth is in Cardiff Bay for us tonight with the forecast for the next few days. Ruth, how's it looking?
Well, Lucrezia, here in Cardiff Bay at the moment, the sun is still shining as it is across much of the UK. In fact, you can still feel the heat from it. It's just that time of the year after all. But Cardiff Bay is a 500-acre freshwater lake that was created back in the 1980s. It's home to wildlife. It's also a visitor attraction for people coming just to make the most of it. And quite frankly, why wouldn't you want to be near the sea? A little bit of a breeze developing. There's all sorts going on here. There's a great big wheel. There's an ice cream van that has been doing a roaring trade today. And it's a good job people are making the most of it, because as we've been hearing, the tide is turning in favour of something very unsettled. Now, we've heard that there are rain storms forecast for Paris, the Olympics, tonight. That will have a knock-on effect on us here in the UK, because those storms, that wet weather, will make slow and steady progress up through the English Channel and then work its way across eastern parts of the UK in particular. It's that fateful combination of high pressure and high temperatures which spark thunderstorms at this time of the year. Now, we also heard that there are weather warnings, so let's start with those. We'll gloss over them quite quickly, but a warning issued for the southeastern corner of the UK for Wednesday. That comes into force at midday, runs until midnight. We could see up to 30 millimetres of rain falling. That's enough to cause significant disruption, surface spray on the roads and thoroughly miserable conditions. And then on Thursday we have another warning, and that covers much of the UK. Eastern areas in particular, we could see up to 90 millimetres of rain falling, more localised disruption, surface spray on the roads. And if all of that wasn't enough, it's also busy in the skies at the moment as well, with the first visible meteor showers of the summer. If you look under clear skies from round about midnight onwards tonight, you could be in for a treat.